All right, so we're at Ecovacs today. We're talking about the D-Bot and some other stuff as well, and have TC here helping me out. Thank you for your time, TC, first of all. Love to know what's new, what's happening on the Ecovacs side, and what are you guys doing?
Okay, great. So I'm going to introduce you to our new robot vacuums.
Yep.
You may know that Ecovacs introduced vacuum and mops almost 10 years ago.
Nice.
And so we started with a flat mop and then evolved to vibrating mops and then to spinning mops. And now what's new is the roller mop. So I'll show you this here.
Oh, wow.
It's actually working here. So the benefit of this is actually cleaning and constantly washing it as it's rolling. So with every roll, it's scraping and pressing all the dirt and debris into a dirty water tank, and it's washing it with the clean water.
Interesting. So if I touch it right now, is it moist?
Oh, it's not wet. This is on.
It's on right.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I've got an older model. I've got an X1 Omni. So it has the mop pads, but again, it doesn't dislodge it. It doesn't do anything like that, and it doesn't self-clean. Or it self-cleans, but in the station, not in its own tank.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a dirty water tank in here, a clean water tank.
Right. So self-cleaning on the robot and self-cleaning with the station.
Understood.
So, yep.
How does that work with detergents, stuff like that? Like I know a lot of robot vacuum manufacturers are very like, hey, use our detergent because we don't know what other detergents will do to our material, so on and so forth. Is that the same case?
Yeah, it is. And actually what's new with this product here is that we have the cleaning solution that can be added here.
Oh, okay.
So the concentrate goes in here and it gets automatically diluted with the clean water here.
Very cool. Okay. And you guys have the ratios set up in there or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
So you don't have to worry about figuring out the ratios.
Yeah, that's really nice. And is it standard? So like someone like myself that already has a X1 Omni, can I just use the extra bags that I have and stuff like that already in here, or is it a different style of bag, different model?
Yeah, different models will have different bags and accessories. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, understood.
The spinning mops have different pads. This roller has a new pad.
Yeah, obviously the roller is very different in here. Cool. So that's the what model was this? This is the X8 Pro.
The X8
Omni.
Pro Omni. A couple other additions on this one.
Yeah.
So one, the mop will extend to the sides.
Okay.
And same with the side brush here. This will extend out.
So it's got a little articulating arm.
Right.
Yep.
And what's new is also this 3D sensor on the side.
Oh, interesting.
So common to have that on the front of the robot to avoid obstacles. We've added one to the side here so that as it's running along the baseboard or toe kicks or furniture, it knows exactly how far to extend or retract the brush.
So that's basically just LiDAR-based kind of navigation?
It's
not navigation, but LiDAR-based.
Yeah, laser-based, right.
Distance detection. Understood. So that's the flagship.
Yes.
Is that from this year in CES, is that the main announcement from a vacuum perspective, or are you guys doing other stuff?
Yeah, this is definitely the key product here.
Yeah.
We're also launching a couple other new products here. The T50 Max Pro.
Yep.
So the main difference here is that this uses the spinning mops versus the rolling mop.
Okay.
But it does also debut a new redesigned motor with a redesigned fan. So it ultimately produces airflow.
Yeah.
And it comes up with 100% cleaning efficiency.
Amazing. So it looks like the mop here articulates as well to get the edges. Is that okay?
Yeah,
it does.
exactly.
Is it just me, or does the T50 look skinnier than this T50 looks skinnier than that?
Great observation. It's lower by about 10 millimeters.
Okay.
But has shares some of the same features with the extending mop, lifting mop, the extending side brush, the sensor, camera, and 3D based obstacle avoidance.
Yep. Oh, I can even see the LiDAR spinning in there. That's cool.
Yep.
So what do I lack if I go with one over the other?
So this one has the lower profile. This one has bigger battery. Oh no, the greater suction power.
Greater suction. Okay, so that's a trade-off, right? Which is cool. But yeah, if you have a lot of, I guess, lower clearance furniture, that's a lot more useful for you. That's actually one of the smaller profiles that I think I've seen in in a vacuum cleaner. So that's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah.
That's nice. And and you didn't forgo the laser or the LiDAR or anything like that, or the cameras or anything like that. So that's actually awesome.
Yeah, that's a good point. So as you see in some of the older models, we've got the LiDAR turret on the top.
Yeah.
And so it's embedded now down here.
Yeah. So you save that space.
Right, exactly.
That's wicked. That is really cool. Cool. Let's, do you want to jump over to another?
Yeah, let's go to the robot mowers. So a little bit of background on this category. A lot of the existing mowers are still using some pretty old technology with like boundary wires.
Yeah.
So a lot of pain points around just the setup.
Sure. Nobody wants to go around
Right.
setting that battery wire around everywhere, and
We're introducing a new line here that's using actually 3 technologies to help map and navigate. And, it doesn't need any sort of setup right out of the box.
Right.
So the first one is the LiDAR model, and it's using LiDAR. So you see the bulb on the
The
top
little
there.
ball,
Right, and so that's the top-mounted LiDAR. There's also a front-facing LiDAR. And
in that same model. Oh yeah, there it is.
right
Yeah.
there. And then also a front-facing camera.
Front-facing camera.
So
Okay.
using 3 technologies instead of just one to map, navigate, and avoid obstacles.
Nice. And does obviously object detection, stuff like that. From a safety perspective, like if, again, there's a dog or a cat or something that runs in front of it or a child that runs in front of it, what's the action? What happens?
Yeah, so you'll see right here that's demoing. It's able to detect the object, animal, using both the laser sensors and the camera.
Cool. How about, obviously this is on a grade.
Right.
What does that look like? So how steep of a grade can I,
the steepness.
How steep can I go from a grade perspective?
Yeah, so it's rated to 50%, or that equates to 27 degrees.
27 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty significant. That's decent.
Yep. One more point to make about this is the cutting efficiency. So there's 3 things that contribute to how efficient it is in terms of cutting. One is just how fast it moves. The other one is the cutting path. So if we go over here and look here, it has the dual blades here.
Yeah.
The actual blades.
The blades are removed, for safety.
It has dual blades versus some of the other models that just have the one blade.
So it can cut more efficiently.
Yeah. So ultimately, you have the wider path, you have the faster moving speed, and then you also have a supercharger that charges it in 45 minutes. So those 3 things combined make for more efficient cutting overall.
So how long does a charge last on, how much can I mow on a single charge? I guess, obviously it's variable depending on how much grass, et cetera, but on average, is there a metric that you typically use?
Yeah, so 75 minutes per charge, and then the supercharger charges it in 45 minutes. I don't know the exact spec for the square feet or square meters.
Okay, that's fine.
So.
That's fine, yeah. So there's 3 different, I see A2500 RTK, O1000 RTK, O500. What's the difference here?
So this one uses the brand new LiDAR technology, which is really cutting edge for this category.
Yeah, and that's the
A3000 LiDAR.
Oh, A3000. Okay, so that's not even these. Okay,
right.
Got it.
And then these 2 here use the RTK technology, which is basically satellite technology.
The stick with so you need a positioning stick, and then you use a GPS on top of that.
Right. So it references up to 40 satellites to get accurate positioning. But other than that, you can see the design is very similar to this one.
Yeah.
It just uses a different navigation and mapping technology.
Right. This is missing the bulb up here.
Right.
And
it still does use the 3 technologies though.
Yeah.
It has the RTK plus the front-facing LiDAR and the front-facing camera.
Right. And whereas that one just leverages top LiDAR.
Top-mounted LiDAR. Right. And then this would be the last one, which is a smaller version of this.
Right. Entry level.
Right.
Deal.
But at a great price point of $999.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is actually very reasonable for a robot lawnmower. And that's $999 in US. So let's talk about availability channel-wise. Where can people buy these devices, and how much do they cost? Like, what countries are you in, so on?
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not too familiar about global availability, but in the US, it would be February and April launches. February for these models, and then April for the LiDAR version. And the LiDAR version is going to go for $3,000 US, $2,000, and $1,000.
3, 2, 1. Okay, easy enough to remember.
Yeah.
That's I like that. Yeah. Cool.
And we can move on to the...
Yeah, let's check out the window robots.
Yeah. Great. And so this is the W2 Pro Omni.
Okay.
You can see it's an automatic window cleaner. What's great about this model is that it comes with a portable battery pack. And so essentially you can really bring this anywhere you want to have windows. You don't have to worry about having an outlet.
Okay.
Or you needing to fish out your extension cord or anything.
Yeah.
You can just start using it right away.
So I can just fully unplug it and it's still gonna...
Yeah, so you could unplug it. It's still working if there's a battery in here.
Yep, yells at you, battery's disconnected. And how long does that typically last from a battery perspective?
110 minutes.
Okay, that's significant. That's good.
And the update to this one now is it does also work when it's plugged in. So that in the case that you do need to run it for more than that, you can always plug it in as well.
Right. Oh, whereas it would have been only battery and it's okay. Understood. Yeah. So I noticed that there's a cable here. What is that? Is that feeding water or some cleaning solution?
Yeah, so the battery's in here.
Yeah.
And so that's providing power. And it's also working serving as a backup just in case it does fall. It's reinforced to prevent anything like prevent this from falling off.
Understood. And how's it sticking on there? I'm guessing it's just suction on there. And...
Is it is about to detach.
Exactly. So it's using suction to stay on the window.
Yeah. Oh, so it vacuums itself essentially onto the window. Cool.
Yeah. Great. And this cord you were asking about easily retracts back into the station.
Right. So it's nice and... Oh, that's gentle. I like that.
For the next use.
Yeah. And to apply it back on the window, also very easy to apply. You can just press this for 2 seconds, wait till you hear it, and then apply it.
And then stick it on. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to try that. I can feel it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Wow. And I can see the liquid. So the liquid's loaded in here. It's not sent through the cable. That cable's purely electric.
Yes.
Probably a good idea not to mix water and electricity. Cool. So now, obviously, it's attached to here. How do you deal with like second story windows, stuff like that? Is that just to open it, stick it out from the outside, and it kind of cleans it?
Yeah, exactly. So it works both inside and out.
Yeah.
Easy to, as long as you can reach the outside, it can go outside. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. I saw you guys had some smaller ones over there too.
Great. So this one,
let's check that out.
So this one's called the WinBot Windy Mini.
Yeah,
it's exactly that. The mini version of the other one. It's about 8.5 inches square versus the other one is about 10.5 inches square.
Nice. So even if you have smaller like arced windows or something like that, you can. Actually, how does it work on arced windows? Is it like kind of sweep up, or does it try and ride the edges? What happens there?
Yeah, all of ours, all of the robots all clean in a systematic way.
Yeah.
So once it detects the edges, then it'll start cleaning in a up-down pattern.
Okay.
Or side-to-side pattern.
Okay. So similar to kind of like a robot vacuum where it kind of goes back and forth.
And then also not only small windows, but if you have, say, if someone has security bars or some sort of window,
like a security window, like something like that. Yeah, like a bank or something like that may have a smaller installation like that. Yeah,
and indoors you may have blinds as well, so it could go behind them as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because it's a thinner profile too, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. So thinner and lighter.
Okay, that's cool. And same kind of deal. Like, do you mind if I pull it off or pull it off?
Same thing with just hold it for 2-3 seconds. Up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is pretty light. And then press and hold. Nice. So how do we connect to these devices, right? So I mean, we've got the robot lawnmower, the vacuum cleaners, the window bots, the WinBot. How do we connect this? Obviously, there's the Ecovacs app.
Yeah.
Home Assistant users obviously leverage Home Assistant.
Right.
So do they support any open protocols, or do you guys have any open APIs? I know I use an integration today. I don't know if it's a supported integration or not, or if it's something somebody wrote. No, I believe it is an actual core integration that is supported. But what new standards are you like? Matter is really hot for a lot of people right now. Is that something you guys are looking at, or you guys have today?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
So yeah, a couple things. So, of course, there's the app, which is probably the top way to interact with our devices.
Sure.
So you can have the robot vacuums, you can have the mowers or the WinBot as well, all connected to this. Even with our earlier versions of the robot vacuums, they've always been integrated with Alexa, Google Home.
Yeah.
And starting about 2 years ago, we introduced what's called Eco, which is our own version of the voice control.
Yeah.
Basically like Alexa, but built into the device. So you wouldn't need a third-party device to have voice control.
Okay.
Then to talk about Alexa Matter though, so starting with the robots that I showed earlier, the X8 and the T50 series, those will all be Matter certified version 1.4.
Amazing.
At time of launch.
That's awesome.
February and April.
February and April. Yeah, that's right. You did say that. And how about the lawnmowers as well?
February. The lawnmowers?
Yeah.
I'd have to check on that in terms of the Matter capacity.
That's fine. Yeah, we can get back to folks about that. And I guess this is more of a wired solution, so you're probably going to be present anyways. But just out of curiosity, in case someone just leaves it on like a large window or anything like that, is this connected, first of all? Like, is it on the app? Is it?
Yes, it is.
Wi-Fi?
Through, Bluetooth connected.
To Bluetooth,
Yeah.
okay. And so that means, I guess, you can still, did you do Matter over Bluetooth? I don't remember, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't know the...
Yeah,
Matter
so it's probably not Matter supported, but I think that's less common anyways with this kind of stuff, so.
With these, the ones that don't have the battery pack, they do have an internal backup battery.
Okay.
So just in case the power does go off, you have at least the backup battery, and then you also have a visual or audio alerts to let you know that.
Yeah, I noticed even on that one, when you unplugged it, it was like, hey, battery disconnected.
Yeah.
That's cool. Obviously, the devices are suctioned onto the window through its motor or whatever, right? So, like, will it stop suctioning once the internal battery dies or the backup battery dies?
Yeah, so if the power goes out and the backup battery dies, then yes.
And if it does fall, obviously depending on height,
right?
Reasonable, let's say ground floor, we'll keep it reasonable, right? I'm not going to say, oh, third story, like what happens, right?
Yeah.
Am I knocking somebody out or whatever? But ground floor, if it sustains that fall, should it last? Obviously, it's not advisable.
Yeah.
Right? We'll put that out there, but yeah.
It's a great question. I'm sure it's been drop tested many times, but I don't know the exact effect.
Fair.
But yeah, I'm sure that's something that the designers have factored in.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I can get you the spec on in terms of drawing test height.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No, and this has been great. Thank you, CC, so much for your time. And where can people find info on Ecovacs?
Oh, our website, of course.
Yep.
And then, feel free to reach out to me as well.
Yeah, perfect. Good. Great so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.